Hey there, have you ever wanted to play a game about controlling a furry character and guiding it down into an alien world to retrieve cargo and maybe perchance brutalizing it? Well, this is it. Casualties Unknown is a two-dimensional platformer developed by Osionics that has you controlling a bioengineered experiment which is sent down to a foreign planet by an unspecified company to find lost cargo. The experiments themselves, sometimes affectionately called XPs, being canine-human hybrids, so basically furries, that were created with the purpose of being expendable. Hence, they aren't even given a proper species name. The game actually does a pretty good job of immersing you in the role of guiding one of these creatures through the various environments you will find in it. But it's important I explain what I mean first. The details are subtle, but clear enough that it's obvious you, the player, aren't an experiment. For example, the XPs will communicate via text above their head about things they're looking at, and they exclaim they're in pain and ask the player to heal them or carry them from death. Every session starts with a short intermission of your XP in their landing pod flying towards the target planet and then starting out the game normally. On the normal difficulty, you begin only with an emergency, non-reusable flashlight that you'll have to substitute in the later parts of the game. You can probably tell the reason for this is that the environment is very, very dark. If you've completed the tutorial, you'll know that you should spend the first couple of minutes gathering the resources to make a bag or two. These make your time traversing the planet way easier, as you have very limited item slots without at least 2 of them. The environment, of course, though, is not free of danger. There's a multitude of both traps and creatures that wants to hurt your character, and believe me, these guys get hurt by just about everything. Speaking of damage, there isn't much room for mistakes. Accidentally stepping on a launch pad once is enough to send your XP flying and cause considerable damage, especially if you don't have any necessary medical items on you like bandages. Retaining a sense of constant diligence and environmental awareness is encouraged. On the chance that you do get hurt though, the game has a very sophisticated medical system, including but not limited to removing shrapnel or glass from the body, bandaging up wounds to stop bleeding, and disinfecting wounds after bandaging them. Glow plant fruit has antibiotic properties and is very common, especially on the game's first layer. This might not be enjoyable for every person though, as the experiment will wince and whine if you pull glass from its foot too quickly. And it means you have to micromanage their well-being. That said though, I personally find it very rewarding to successfully nurse my little guy back to health. You aren't always going to be able to find the necessary resources to craft the items you'll need, but there is plenty of other ways of obtaining them. Throughout the planet, there are many pods and crates, both metallic and wooden, containing different items. The best case scenario is that you encounter a pod, which is the easiest variant to open, as it only needs a code which is written for you on your screen. Crates can be lockpicks, but you need a tool for that. Trying to lockpick crates with your finger will hurt it, though luckily, it doesn't take a crazy amount of effort to break them. They usually only have about 1,000 health points. If the supply drops essentially weren't enough for you, there are other survivors hanging about in their own pods scattered around the map. There are various ways to interact with them: cuddling, bargaining, and threatening. Each method has its own pros, cons, and potential backfiring, hence you should remain as civil as possible when trying to trade. You can also sleep in the same pod as another survivor to raise your trust level with them, potentially making it easier for you to get valuable stuff from them. Apart from all that, the XP does have basic needs like sleep, and depending where you sleep, you'll either gain buffs or debuffs upon waking up. Stones are bad to sleep on, rubber is the best, and things like gravel and wood are alright. Sleeping isn't super important, but refusing to will make your XP drowsy and slowly eventually unable to complete basic tasks. You must also maintain their other necessities like thirst and hunger. Both food and water are quite easy to find. You can drink from small pockets of clean water anywhere, and food can be found from pods, traders, carcasses, and plants. But you should check the description of every item before you decide to feed it to your XP. The last cool thing I want to talk about is the experiment's strength. You can make him do workouts including squats, planking, and push-ups, all 3 working those different parts of the body. I think this is a cool little thing. If you enjoyed this video though, please leave a like and comment. It will boost my video on the algorithm.